Hey guys, hey guys, with a video. So happy Tuesday evening. I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone has had a very good day, whatever you've been up to today. I hope it has been good. If you have previously missed out, by the way, we did do a video this morning. Go back and check it out if you have missed it. But in this video, we will be talking about the breaking news surrounding Randall, Kolo, Muani, what that situation is, where it is in terms of the journey and where it's at. We'll be talking about all of that, what it might mean, you know, the negative of it all, the positive of it all, everything in between. There's so many things that go into it. And just aside, even from Kolo Muani, who would Spurs go for next if they were to miss out? So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into, and let's get into it. Evening Rec, Spurs, singing course, Steampunk Cowboy, how are we? Why am I late? Well, I'm not late. I was on time. It was 6:10. I was on time. All right. I was just having dinner though. So you can leave me alone for that. Yeah, we're going to be talking about Kolo Muani. Now, the breaking news, obviously, in this deal, all right? And if you've been living under a rock, just checking something here, is that Juventus have agreed a deal. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Fabrizio Romano with the breaking news saying that Juventus and PSG are on the verge of closing a verbal agreement for Randall Kolo Muani on loan until June. Kolo Muani will make his decision in the next hours with more proposals on the table from the Premier League. Juventus are pushing to seal the deal as soon as possible. Now, Daniel Longo added in saying that Kolo Muani is one step away from joining Juventus. I don't know what a dry loan is, but he said a dry loan operation. Not too sure what that means. I am not really a pro in what loans are, I guess. Look, on the face of things, before I go into a little bit more detail, on the face of things, this saga is coming to an end. I don't know about you, but I've said it so many times. I am bored. I am so bored of this saga. Now, I don't know if you love Kolo Muani. I don't know if you hate Kolo Muani. I don't know if you're wherever you are on this scale. He is not good enough to be a saga this big. I'm sorry. I'm just so bored of it. I'm so bored of it. We're going to be talking about, John will be talking about Rashford. I hope you're not late. Daniel Levy, you might be late, mate, because you're supposed to be signing someone. Do you think personally we still have a chance? I'm going to come to the good, bad, and ugly. I'm going to come to the good, bad, and ugly. I promise you. Hey, Terry, how are you, my friend? CDC, good to see you. Martin, Jazz, MGS, how are we all? How are we all? Big D, obviously, I forgot. Never forget him. Never forget him. Look, let's talk about possible scenarios. Let's talk about the negative first. Let's get the negative out of the way. We'll come to the positive. The negative is he does end up at Juventus. Where do Spurs go? Have Spurs got something in mind for where they should be going next in terms of a deal that is maybe the plan B, but sometimes plan B is better than plan A. Obviously, there's always that. And obviously, we're all quite pessimistic because we all go, yeah, but Spurs normally muck this up. So when they do, they get someone in that's really not good enough and we're stuck with them. And I totally get that because I'm with you on that. So that's the negative. The foot in both camps idea is, well, you know, the deal's not completely gone and dead and buried. We still have a chance, but potentially we could end up getting someone that we all think's better and more suitable and better worth the value. And then there's positive thinking going, this deal's not over. We have had countless occasions in the last 18 months under Ange where we're going to lose out on a player and then he rejects a different club to come to us. So there's always that. Excuse me. There's always that, right? I don't think it goes to Juve personally. We'll see. We'll see. Not gonna lie, I'm so done with this team. We can never complete a deal. This team has been horrible, and we're either going to sign a random kid or make excuses and not sign anyone. Then it's definitely not on Ange. It's definitely on the higher ups. Verge to Napoli is unlikely to happen. I don't know if you guys missed that earlier, which I said from Jack Pitbrook. It's unlikely. Baz's futsal training got cancelled. Hate to see it. Evening, Sonia. Could care less about Muani. He's not a great player, in my opinion. I'd rather the club go in a different direction. I'm pretty sure they won't sign him, and Levy will end up signing a young lad. Yeah, I saw that link, Martin. I don't know. I wasn't blown away by the highlights that I saw of him. Maybe I saw the wrong highlights. Maybe he's a good player, but I wasn't blown away by what he saw. Didn't Spurs officially handed a request earlier for Kolo? I don't know what you mean, Jazz, unfortunately. Look, those are the scenarios that they are. Let's talk about what could happen if he isn't to join. Okay, let's talk about that. Who have we been linked to attacker-wise where, at least in the last week, who have we been linked to attacker-wise that if plan A, if it is Kolo Muani and that was to fail, where is Spurs' next stop? Well, I've talked about him quite a lot recently. And a few of you have mentioned his name already this evening, is Marcus Rashford. Now, Man United are not going to be doing a favour to us in terms of a deal. They're not going to go out there and give us a situation where, oh, yeah, we'll pay over half of his wages and, we'll do you it. No. Man United want him off the books as much as they physically can. That's why they're actually trying to push him to Saudi, because they think Saudi will pay him big money. They'll buy out his contract and Man United will get a fee. That's what they truly want. Rashford's not an idiot. He knows that's not the move. Now, Rashford wants to go abroad, but AC Milan are, I think, closer to getting Kyle Walker at present. Now, that can change in an hour. In 5 minutes, that can change. But at present, it looks like Kyle Walker's the more likely to be joining from the English side of things over to AC Milan. Kolo Muani, let's say he does go to Juventus. PSG have already signed their replacement. It got done today. Kvaradona is basically done. I think it's the medical that has to happen. But let's be honest, let's just think of that deal as done. Well, that leaves a lot of teams going, well, we don't need this player now. We don't need this now. We've already done this. We've already done that. And Marcus Rashford is going to look at his market. It is going to be bare. Like Milan will be out. Juve will be out. PSG will be out. He's looking at a West Ham. And he's looking at Saudi. And of course, like I said, we mentioned us. He's looking at us. He would be a fool, an absolute fool to go to Saudi Arabia. He's got a great PR from the media outside of football love him. He's a darling of English football for his charity work. But he's limited. And the worst part is Man United are also limited in this. Man United are hoping AC Milan stay in this market, because if they leave this market, Man United don't really have the power to demand what they truly, truly want, because there's nobody that's going to do it for them, Kang and Lee, he's a good player. I think the guy we were linked to earlier was news to push Kolo to choose as tomorrow is deadline. We've moved on. Well, look, we're going to come to the idea of moving on in a second. I would go about naked running around playing ground if we sign Olmo. I think there's probably a few people that join you, mate. Would he actually be suited to the Premier League? Easy life for him in Italy. I'd love Francisco Conceição. AC Milan can only sign one non-EU player. Yeah, so they are down to Rashford or Walker. Can you imagine? Sorry, just really quickly. AC Milan's right back room is Emerson Royale and Kyle Walker. That's mental. Spurs are going, hey, hang on a second. Just go and give him Trippier as well and make the Holy Trinity. Is Rashford the right fit for us? I don't think so. He needs to take a break from England. He needs to get out of the spotlight a little bit, I think, yeah. Milan don't need a mega money winger who isn't even as good as their current options. For anyone wondering what Walker is their priority, well, yeah, you've got Pulisic, you've got Chukwueze, you've got Rafa Leao. They've got a lot of options, The only thing is, why did Ange make that statement that Solanke will have a backup very shortly, and a week later there's still no signing? Do you think they were so confident of getting Muani? Well, the deal's not done, and we're not out of this deal. I still, well, I mean, the backup to Solanke's Richarlison. Richarlison's back for tomorrow. So that's probably what he truly, truly meant, if I'm honest. Because he's looking at it going, well, look, if we get someone in, great, but Richie will be back, so I will have a backup to Solanke. It's what we read into that statement as going, well, we're going to sign someone. It doesn't always mean the case, I don't see a place for Rashford anywhere. I don't think he suits what we're trying to do. I saw people trying to sort of talk their way into thinking that, yeah, he is actually someone that does suit what we try and do. And I'm like, So for his own boyhood club, he does not press very well. He's quite lazy when it comes to tracking back. Like he'll have the odd game or two where he's really up for it and he flies in and he's charging around and everyone goes, yes, Marcus, this is what we want to see. And the next game, or even like later in that game, he's walking around and can't be bothered. So, you know, could we snatch Garnacho? I think Napoli are quite in for Garnacho. Here we go. Kyle Walker's not even on the bench for Man City tonight. There you go. There you go. Man City, Kyle Walker not being on the bench is definitely a telltale sign. We might get a Madger from West Brom, but he won't be if we wind up with Josh Madger as our attacking option from this window, then my God, if protests don't happen about Daniel Levy again, I don't know if they ever will. Because that would just be typical, wouldn't it? Well, Tell's not agreed that he wants to go to Chelsea or not. Levy Newport to finger out or reveal the secret signing behind the smokescreen. 15 days, only one Tottenham signing January. Well, in a coma, to be fair, mate, as much as, I'm not the biggest fan of the hierarchy at Spurs. January's not a market where you sign 3 or 4 players in the space of 2 weeks. It's just January. Think of what the summer is, right? And January is like 25% of that. It's so much more difficult to sign players in January. Rashford doesn't do winger things unless he wants to be a striker, so he's useless. Ange was Raya. I'm not sure what you mean. Spurs fans, we never learned. Kolo was never coming to us. When will fans learn that ENIC are allergic to success and trophies just profit? Why the hell would we want Snatch Garnacho? He is shy. There you go. Tell will stay. Could be bought for 70 million. Crazy money. Good player, but crazy money. I'm just hoping this was a smoke screen. We're actually working behind the scenes. If we're not, we are doomed. Well, there's that. Let's pause with how much we hate our own football club for a second, and let's go with the idea of the track record under Lang from last January to this summer to this January is deals get done quietly, and this was anything but quiet. So this is my question to you, and I'm going to answer my own question, but I want to get your thoughts in the comments on this as well. With the Kolo Muani news being as loud as it is, and allowed it has been, right? And let's say, right, this deal's not going to happen. Let's say he's going to Juventus, right? It's not guaranteed, but let's say he is, and we should probably. I would expect Spurs to go, look, all right, Juventus agreed a deal. You're going to need an answer within the day. If you don't get it, we're moving on. And I would hope Spurs do that because, sorry, this isn't the world's best player. We shouldn't be waiting around for a guy like this. No offense. Good player, but he's not that level of good. Like, if Christian Romero was doing this, I'd be going, we'll give you an extra few days. Yeah, not a problem, mate. Mickey Van Ven, yeah, no, we'll give you a few days. Prime human sign. Yeah, absolutely, mate. We'll give you a few days. This isn't a guy that we should be breaking our backs and waiting around for. So let's play a hypothetical game. He goes to Juventus. And let's say it is a smoke screen. Let's say Spurs have been interested and they've made a few offers, but nothing mental. Behind the scenes, is there a deal that they can pull that trigger straight away? Because the idea is, as obviously a higher up is, Prachi did this, Lang has done this, is to have multiple deals lined up for one position. Kolo Muani, let's say Kolo Muani and Rashford are 2 guys they've lined up, right? You would know, by the way, if Rashford deal had progressed with Spurs, you would know about it because that kind of deal will be loud. But let's say it happens. Do you think Spurs can pull the trigger quite quickly and they say we can have someone in within the week for an attacker? I don't know if they do. I would hope so, and history shows they have, but I don't know. I know I asked before, what is your go-to player if we don't get Cooley with everything changing every minute? I'm not sure what you mean, Steampunk Cowboy. Leicester City there. Yeah, the City have crazy money. Too much time and effort is spent on Kolo shit. No, Noosa is he's at Leipzig, so he's going to cost a lot of money. He's at Leipzig, he's going to cost a lot of money. That could free up Conceição. Yeah, I don't think so, mate. It's lagging, is it? Sounds like a you problem. I don't know. There's nothing I can do right now, can I? But look, let's say Spurs do have that trigger. Let's hope they do, because if they don't, and this thing snowballs, and we've missed out, that's a bad sign. That is a bad sign. I mean, to be honest, looking at it, half of the Italian sources have been like, "Yeah, deal's done. It's happening. He's off to Juventus." I wouldn't buy into them just yet. You know, Romano obviously saying like deal agreed. That is something, and Calcio Mercato, you'd have to take what they say as a slight pinch of salt, but I don't hate it. One thing I do want to have question is they were happy for PSG were happy for a loan, but they wanted an obligation to buy, and now they're happy just for an option to buy out of nowhere. That doesn't that confuse all of you? I'm a bit confused by that, you know. Ben Doak, we never get a chance to sort this. We should get Gittins. The reality is there's not a lot of wingers that are going to be available in January. We can do Andy and pull the trigger. However, this is another window where it's offered promise, but we'll now be scrambling last day of the transfer window. Oh, we love a last day shopping. We love a good bargain basement shopping, don't we? There's no lag. Of course, the Italian sources will exaggerate, but we'll see if he agrees or not. Well, look, there's the key thing in this. He will supposedly decide in the next few hours. I would hope by this time tomorrow. Hell, I'd hope by lunchtime tomorrow we have an answer. What are you doing, mate? Because do you know what? You've been thinking about Spurs and Juventus for about 10 days now. Regardless of any deal being agreed, you've been thinking, do you know what? Would I like Juventus? Would I like Tottenham? Who would I like more if they were the same sort of deal? This guy shouldn't need any more than the next 12 hours to think. I should hope we'd have an answer tonight, hopefully. But by lunch, if we didn't have an answer by lunchtime tomorrow, I'd be saying to him, mate, we're moving on. We need to crack on. We can't wait around for you all day. I don't care if that annoys him. I don't care if that was to be, he would be like, well, that's a bit rude. I was going to pick you, but I thought that's a bit rude. Tough. Because if you cared, you'd have been like, all right, I want to go Spurs. Clearly didn't if you were going to be offended by that at the last minute. You everyone wanted to go there. So let's see what happens by lunchtime tomorrow. Not many options with the right amount of money. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. Everything is possible. We've given PSG what they want now, like you said. Why is it they want an option, not a buy? Yeah, it's a bit odd. It's a bit fishy. Something's not right there. Not saying anything about it. Kolo is not a good player. You let play around with you. He's not that good. Just the name. Yeah, look, a couple of years ago, I might have been keen and I'd give him time and day, but he's not done anything for 18 months in football, really. So, you know, Weird Feeling ends up choosing us. Well, look, it wouldn't be shocking. It wouldn't be shocking if he chose Spurs. It wouldn't. So I am just refreshing Twitter. Just want to, make sure I don't. Right, Florian Plettenberger said that Kolo Muani's not yet reached a full agreement with Juventus as talks and negotiations are still ongoing. There you go. He has already reached an agreement with Juventus. Apparently not Florian Plettenberger, he hasn't. Juve paying all the colours. We don't know what the deal. We don't know what the deal would look like in terms of who pays what. Hey, Rek, how are you? He'll speak to Didier Deschamps. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. He's not going to be French. He's going to be done as a French coach in a short while. He speaks to Zidane because he'll be the next French coach. And head side by lunchtime tomorrow. We'll see. I think the deal is done in Italy, but Spurs will push. Yang will get a plan B this weekend, hopefully. Curious as to who it might be if it isn't Randall Kolo Muani, though. Any ideas? Well, the most logical one right now is Rashford's. That's the only name that we've been with any credible links to has been Rashford's. It's not who I want. Obviously, I'm just saying that's who we've been linked to. Don't get me wrong. If you would, here you go. Here's some coping mechanisms. If you were to get a Rashford from a few years ago and you could turn him back into that, and you've got him on loan and you've bought him for 30 odd million. Oh, yeah, what a deal. Hell yeah. The guy gives you like 30 odd goal contributions a season, but he's not that player, so he's not going to, and that's my issue. Would a more settled lifestyle and structure from the club help? Absolutely. He's been with Ten Hag, and Man United have struggled a lot, and even though we're only a couple of places above in the league, we're higher in the Europa League. We knocked them out of the EFL Cup. We're still in the FA Cup like them as well, so we're having a better season than them. So there's that, but we haven't really been linked to anyone else. Yeah, I would say just hold off on what Sky's reporting, because it's Sky. They're no longer tier one for a reason. If we have made an offer and I was a player that hasn't played much footy, I would want to get out of that club to a new club and get on a pitch and enjoy my football again. I would agree, Dean. Pass carrying now, joke of a club. I am surprised Bakayoko name hasn't come back up. Been quiet, Bakayoko's market. Not sure. Obviously, he had those weird comments, didn't he, about Champions League, so I think it went a bit quiet. My deluded take would be getting Brandt from Dortmund. Player. Not going to happen, but player. What would your dream signing? Dream signing, I don't really get on board with dream signings, because my dream signings would be crazy, stupid names. What would be like a great signing that you might find somewhat realistic is the Embuemos and Semenyos of the world, I'd say. Both look, well, I mean, Embuemo was, people were talking about Ivan Toney. He's Brentford's only good player. And Embuemo went, okay, well, I'm better than him, so that's awkward. But they're going to cost a lot of money. And will we pull the trigger on them? We didn't want to pull the trigger on Eze, Gallagher. So what makes it any different with these guys? Muani only wanted a loan till the summer, so there's another plan. We might move on it now. Well, we'll see. Maybe we have a hard switch to... God, I've missed the comment. Hang on. Hard switch to Malik Tillman. Becomes looking at someone who could play right-wing striker. Rashford or Grealish if you only had a choice. Maybe Grealish, just about. But I wouldn't be like jumping for joy Grealish over him, if you know what I mean. Close my eyes and wishing for Jamie Gittins. I think we'd all be wishing for Jamie Gittins. Grealish, if winning pick yet. G Giant is 68. Is Grealish, hands down. It's his burner. Rashford is really bad. First take of Mbappe. David's also shout. Are we looking at loans, or are we actually spending anything? Surely there are some decent players that are nearing the 6-month mark that we can make some bids on. I wouldn't say that we are opposed to signing players permanently. Not at all. There's money that we can spend. Oh, Marmoush starts for Frankfurt, so that deal might be a little while away. But I think loans with options or obligations is where Spurs will be. They don't need to be, but they will be. Dream signing for our system is definitely Semenyo. Her rumours Liverpool want Semenyo. Not sure if his club would sell. No, Bournemouth won't be selling Semenyo. They won't be. In the summer, maybe, but not now. Dorg would be fantastic. David has shouted Cherky. Duran. I would love Duran, but he's going to... I saw Arsenal Fan TV, and it was like, rumoured cost 30 million. It was like... What? In January, John Duran is 30 million. In the summer, he's not 30 million. So why in January is he going to be worth 30 million? I was like, I'm sorry. Whatever you think about Villa or not, John Duran is worth minimum double that. And that is if Villa were feeling charitable. He's worth way more than 30 million. And he's worth more than 60. What about reviving the Edwards deal? Personally, hopefully not. Where is R2D2? You're commenting, mate. So you tell me. I don't want to become Arsenal who just take other teams' players they don't want. Complete singing course. You just repeated my title of the video. Arsenal being a team of Gabriels, Michels, and Martins. Benjamin Sesko. If anyone watched Benjamin Sesko's goal at the weekend, my God, that was a thunderbolt. Just one phone call from Ange and it's done. Just, mate, done. Don't rush with Pender, but Okafor to Leipzig is off. Are we pulling the trigger on Cardoso or what? Not yet. Not yet. But look, some interesting stuff there. Interesting stuff. I didn't want to go on for too long today. I mean, there's talks that Spurs will improve their offer, but you know what? I'm just going to wait and see what happens with that deal because there really is no point of us bending over backwards and getting ourselves out of shape about it. But supposedly, just to quickly round up, the saga should be done tomorrow. We should have an answer tomorrow. And you would hope by lunchtime tomorrow, we have the answer. And he comes to us or not, regardless what happens, it's over. And I'm kind of glad for it because I'm so bored of this. I like Robinson Phillip. Yeah, funny seeing Arsenal fans get giddy thinking they've activated. Yeah, the title of that article was super misleading. You know, this was going to drag on to the weekend. Don't, Dean. I'm trying to enjoy my Tuesday evening. All right, I'm going to play some FIFA in a minute, and I want to enjoy it. Don't want to be thinking about the fact that I have to keep talking about this all the way to the weekend. So look, some good stuff. Let's see about Kolo Muani. We'll be live tomorrow morning to do the last minute thoughts ahead of the Arsenal game. So make sure you join for me with that. Obviously, hit the bell notification, you know when I go live. It sometimes gives you an update a little bit before schedule as well when I go live. Any transfer news as well, we will be going live for it. We will be there. Thanks so much for joining me this evening. Go and enjoy the rest of your evenings, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow to hopefully speak about positively about Spurs. Take care, everyone. Peace.